Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
ma'am.
Gautam. Okay. In the last class, do you remember what we did in the last class?
We saw a video on learning the Queen's accent.
English.
Queen's
Okay.
English.
Queen's English. Okay. And in that video, we saw that we learned more about received pronunciation, right?
And why?
Received pronunciation. They are of two types. What are the two types of received pronunciation?
Modern RP and contemporary RP.
Yes, exactly. That is conservative. Conservative RP. That is upper RP or Queen's English. That was a basic of RP. And now it has been changed to modern RP or contemporary RP. There is slight difference between it. And you can find that these days, people in British, only the royal family members use the conservative RP, that is Queen's English. And now even the BBC Oxford English have been shifted from the conservative RP to the modern RP, that is contemporary RP. There might be a slight difference between the two RPs. Anyways, please understand that whenever you are into accent learning, it is always good to follow one particular accent. And that is the base of your learning. Or else many of you who are interested in language learning, you will go for different YouTube channels, you will try to learn from different links, but just make sure that you go for a particular accent. Because even in British accent, as I said, there are a variety of accents. There might be a great difference among the accents. So just don't get confused with all that. Follow just in the beginning, as a beginner, you can just follow one particular accent. And once you are thorough with this, or once you are comfortable with that particular accent, then you can go for the other accents. Of course, a person can learn more than one accent. Janvi Panwar is a great example. She knows around 8 to 10 accents of English. So that's about it. And I recommend RP because that is the purest form of English. Each and every word is articulated very clearly. It's very easy to understand and easy to learn, of course. And that is the reason why we are following RP in the accent class. Okay, now we will just watch in the last video, we saw the some three tips used in the Queen's English, right? The first one was about the letter Y. Exactly. So how is the letter Y pronounced in RP?
In RP, when the word ends with the letter Y, it is pronounced as
like city, university, really, very. Okay, so that is a specialty of the Queen's English, but in the modern RP, it is pronounced as city. Okay, so it's your choice whether to go for city or city. It's completely up to your choice. And the second one was about the letter O, right? Long ago, oh no. So it is not exactly pronounced like O, it's O. So everything, it comes to the upper front part of your mouth. Okay, so it is O, no, go, so. So this is the right pronunciation of the letter O. O. Then the next one was the articulation of the letter T. How the letter T is clearly pronounced, because in most of the other accents, they tend to pronounce the letter T a bit lightly, but in RP, it is, especially in the conservative RP, the letter T is articulated or pronounced very clearly, even if the words are brought together, like brought to the. They don't tend to do it together, like brought to the. Brought to the. This is the specialty of the Queen's English. So there is just 3 or 4 more minutes of the video. Let's watch that. So I hope you got an overall idea about the Queen's English, and particularly the way the letter T is articulated. So as we have already discussed, the letters with the plosives, like pa, ta, and ka, have got a lot of significance in the English pronunciation. And then in that video, it was said about the combining of the T's. When two T's come together, the Queen pronounces it very clearly, like brought to the world. So, of course, you can go for either this or the modern RP. We'll be focusing more on the modern RP, that is contemporary RP. Of course, you should know what is the difference between the contemporary and the conservative, because basically it's all about RP, received pronunciation. Okay. Now, today I would like to discuss another topic with you. Like, have you heard about contractions? Contractions? Like contractions in language. Just give me a guess. If you have heard about it, doesn't matter even if it goes wrong, but still, have you heard about contractions? Herin?
No.
No. Okay, fine. So I'll give you an example, then you will understand. Why we are going to discuss about this, because this is also a very important aspect when it comes to conversation. Yes. Contractions. And obviously, the second last syllable has to be stressed. And here, first syllable should be reduced to a schwa. Remember about the contrast in pronunciation that we learned. Okay. So how do we pronounce this word? Contractions. Okay. It's exact contractions. You might have come across the words like doesn't, haven't, you'll, hasn't. Do you know about it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Why do we use this? What's happening here? Are these the real words, or if I tell you it's a combination of two words? Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am. It's a combination
of two words.
And not
okay.
is there.
Okay. So what are the two words from which the word doesn't is made?
Does not and not.
Not. Haven't?
Has not.
And not.
Not. You will? You will?
You
and will.
You will. Okay. Won't?
You would not.
Will not. Exactly. Hasn't?
Has not.
Has not.
Of course, yes. So what happens here is the two words are linked together, and when they are linked, you can see one or two letters are taken away, and instead of that, an apostrophe S appears. This is all about contractions. You know, you might, this is a very familiar or commonly used word in science. Relaxation, like expansion, contraction. Like expand means becoming big. Contraction means becoming small. Like how the heart pumps or the lungs, when you breathe in, what happens to your lungs? Like you might have studied that, contraction and expansion. Okay, so obviously here contraction means becoming smaller. And why do we use contraction in language? Can you give a guess?
For sure.
Yes, of course, to make the sentence shorter, so that you will be able to speak faster and sound more like a native speaker. That is why contractions are used in language. And remember, contractions are not supposed to be used in formal documentation. Like, for example, your resume and in application letter, leave letter. In these type of formal documentation, contractions are not to be used, because contractions are supposed to be more informal. You can use them in dialogues, in conversation, in text messages. Okay, in males. These are the places where contractions are used. And one thing that you have to remember, when you come across the contractions, you have to read them exactly like they are, because that is the intention. That is the purpose of using contraction. So I have seen some of the students, like when they come across the word like they will try to split the words and read it as they will. So that's wrong. You should read the contractions as they are. Now I'm going to show you a few sentences in which contractions are used. Let me see whether you are able to read them properly. Okay. Are you able to see the board?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, one by one, you can read two sentences, okay? Two sentences at a go with the correct pronunciation. And when you, need not focus on the long form, short form, it's already the things that you know. See, I am is written as I'm, you are, your. So it's all the long form and short form given on the left side. And you can see a sentences given on the right side. They are short sentences, but when you read the sentences, make sure you read it with the exact pronunciation of the contractions, and just make sure that other words too have to be taken care of. Remember about all the tips that you have studied, the pronunciation of the words, the plosives, the W, the stress, the word stress, the sentence stress too. Okay. Yes, Michelle, read the first two sentences.
The short form and long form or the sentence?
Only the sentence. Just read the
I'm
first two
sorry.
sentences.
I'm sorry.
Very good.
You are very lovely.
You're very lovely. Okay, good. Sian, enough. Two sentences so that everyone will be able to read. Sian, next
Yes,
two.
ma'am. He's a teacher. She's a dentist.
Perfect. Nivedita, next.
It's not what you think. That's strange.
Perfect. Adidev,
There's a dog in our garden.
wait. It's not dog, it's dog.
Dog.
Da. There is no da sound in
Dog.
English. There's a dog.
There's a dog in our garden.
Once again.
There's a dog in our garden.
Again, I'm hearing the sound da, Adi. Adi, it's not da, it's da. See, when you pronounce the word letter da, you can feel your tip of the tongue is hitting just behind your upper teeth. It's da. It should not touch on the upper palate of your mouth. It's da. Daily, doctor, dentist. Okay, let's try again.
There's a dog in our garden.
Okay, garden. There's a dog in our garden. Okay, next sentence.
What's the smell?
What's that smell? Okay, Haya.
Who's there? We're so happy with our new baby.
Baby. Okay, Ananya. Yes, Ananya. Read. Unmute your audio. I want you to read the sentence after. We are so happy with our new baby. Okay, there is some problem with Ananya's audio, I guess. Aradhya?
They're 10 and 12 years old.
Perfect. Next. I won.
I
Aaron? Yes.
You have
Aaron.
changed. You have changed. He left the building.
He's left the building. That is, see, you've changed. See how fast you can say that sentence. You instead of you have changed. You've changed. Right. And he has left the building. He has left the building can be said as he's left the building. He's left the building. Okay, good. Next, Abhinav.
Got 2 cars. She's got 2 cars.
Very good.
It's
Next.
It's gone
Huh.
really well today.
Perfect. Really well today. Today. Now, Savio.
Yes, ma'am.
Next 2 sentences. Who's
there?
not that. Who's gone with him?
Who's
After that.
gone with him?
Next.
We have folded all the sheets.
So don't bring the sound of that have there because H is not there. H and have are missing there in that contraction. So we have to pronounce the word as we have fold. See, it should be set fast.
It's fold.
Yes, we have folded all the sheets. Okay. Then, yes, correct. Sandra. The next 2 sentences. Others, you can just practice reading all the sentences, okay? Sandra? Where is Sandra? Okay, Vivian, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Read the next 2 sentences. After we have folded all the sheets.
Ma'am, is it there on for the weekend?
That weekend, that sentence.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We've folded all the sheets. They've gone away for the weekend.
Next.
Ma'am, can I read?
Yes, who is that?
Ma'am, Sandra.
Yes, Sandra. Sandra, please read next 2 sentences. I wish.
I wish I'd done that.
One more.
Did you know you'd had
Hurt him. That is, you had. H and A are missing there. Did you know you'd hurt him? You'd hurt him. Okay, good. The next. Gautam?
Ma'am.
Yes. After that, 2 questions. Did you know you'd hurt him? Did you know he had done that? After that.
She had never done that before.
Very good. Don't say she had. Had is not there. Instead of had, contraction has been used. So how will you read that? She'd never done that before. Yes.
We'd
Better
go home now.
Go home now. See, that is how the letter O is pronounced. It's when you say it, like if you don't pay attention on the pronunciation, you tend to read it as go home now. That's not the right pronunciation. You have to read it as go home now. Go home now. So we'd better go home now. That is the way you have to bring in the perfect pronunciation of the word, of the words, okay? And better, it's better. Doubling of the consonants is taken as 1. Yes, Emil. Next. There's a bit of lagging because of the network issues faced by many of you. It's taking a lot of time. Adi Ishwar, since many of the videos are off. Emil Lijo, can you hear me? Yes, Emil, please unmute your audio and try to read the sentence, this one. Like, we'd better go home now after that. They'd better?
They better watch out.
Watch. See, watch. Round your lips because it's a word starting with W. Remember the pronunciation tip that I gave you in the beginning of this classes. It's watch out.
Watch out.
Okay, next sentence. There been. Yes?
There been two accidents.
2 accidents. Again, 2. 2.
Two
Bring in that.
accidents.
Perfect. Correct. Sinan, will you be able to read?
Don't worry. I will do it.
Again, see, each and every word was pronounced wrongly. It's not don't, it's don't. Duh. Don't worry.
I will do it.
Not I will, my dear. It's I'll. It's
I'll do it.
contraction. I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Okay, exactly. Now read it again. Don't worry, I'll do it.
Sorry, I'll do it.
Perfect. Ihan Rafi? Next one. You'll be
sorry tomorrow.
tomorrow. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Repeat.
You'll be sorry tomorrow.
Yes, very good. Next sentence.
Do you know what he'll do?
Do you know what he'll do? What? What? Round your lips. Only if you keep your lip rounded for the W words, the sound will come out properly. Otherwise, it will come out like what. It's what. What he'll do. Okay, good. Then Adishwar. Next one. A lot of delay. Sanaika, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Sanaika, please read the next 2 sentences. Just a moment, I'll share it. Yes. I hope you can see it now. After that, do you know what he'll do?
She'll never be happy.
Perfect. Happy with him. Then next.
He will be there at 10 o'clock.
Perfect. Yes. Now, anybody, I just don't want to waste the time calling out the names because there is no response. Yes. Anyone, you can unmute your audio and read the next sentence.
Do you think they'll like it?
Yes, correct. Then?
There will be lots of people at the party.
Yes, people at the party, like plosives. See, initially we are people at the party. Okay, then.
I'd like a piece of cake.
If
Perfect.
that girl had asked you, never.
Yes.
I know what he'll say.
I know what you say.
Very good. Hate this dress.
Perfect.
Yes, I like the way you read. We're reading it very well. So along with the contraction, just try to put in all the pronunciation tips that we have learned so far, and that will bring about a great change in the way you sound. Again, we are running out of time. Okay.
Is there vocabulary?
Yes, of course. Do you have any confusion in the 5 words that I gave you in the last class?
I don't have any confusion.
What is that confusion? Please tell me. Vocabulary.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My God, it's 11:09. We have just 1 more minute.
Yeah,
Okay,
ma'am.
so I'm not going to give you the next 5 because we won't have enough time to complete. Definitely we'll do it next week. So what do you mean by altruist? Altruist?
A person who cares and helps others selflessly.
Yes, a selfless person, a person who cares and helps others without any selfish intention. He's called an altruist. What is a person who is very silent and reserved called?
Introvert.
Introvert. The syllable stress is on the first part,
And also
and
there's
you
extrovert.
yes, and there is a category of people who are neither introverts nor extroverts. What are they called? They are called ambiverts. AMBI, ambiverts. Okay. Yes.
Can I ask you one thing?
Yes, Anika.
The person who's very lonely is also called a studious person.
Yes, of course. Studious, a person who is completely engrossed in the studies is studious. Then, what is the word for foodie?
Gourmet.
Gourmet, exactly, gourmet. The stress is on the first part and the T goes silent and the word is pronounced as gourmet. And an extraordinary talented person is called?
Prodigy.
Prodigy. Yes, it's a noun with two syllables, so the stress is on the first syllable. And what is meant by loquacious?
A very talkative person.
A very talkative person, right? So you can see the schwa sound on the first and the last syllable, reducing it to loquacious. The stress is on the middle syllable, loquacious. So we have completed all the 10 words: placate, catastrophe, amicable, exuberant, frivolous, altruist, gourmet, introvert, prodigy, and loquacious. Just make sure that you are thorough with the spellings, the pronunciation, the stress on the syllables, and the meaning of these words. Okay, definitely we'll go for the next 5 in the next class. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Same to